Oh, but that is Subatino, Femi Fani-Kayode, right? Full textbook today. Full textbook that I read to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He said the people where they Niger saying they hear gist. You know, normally in Nigeria, now they give Niger light. You understand? Based on the fact that Kenji Dam comes from Guinea. The river Niger comes from Guinea, and then we dam it in Nigeria, we create electricity. So therefore, we have to supply those countries where the river pass. We have to supply them light. But since this coup matter, Nigeria don't cut off the electricity to Niger. Without a year, say many of the humanitarian needs where they go Niger, not if you enter Niger again, the border is stranded. Trucks are hooked at the border, nobody can pass. The drugs where UN keep on Niger, where they take out people who get polio and some other sickness, those drugs need to be in a freezer. They are finding it very hard preserving those drugs. So now the people of Niger, they suffer. Now, Femi Fani-Kayode, they say one of the guy, when the ambassador, Nigerian ambassador to one of these European countries before, told him that every day in Niger, that they lose at least 40 newborn babies due to the fact that they don't get light to power their incubators in their hospital. I'm going to read the news to you. It's a very long one, but the news, I would like when you hear them because it gave details of problems where they happen for Niger now because of that light when Nigeria cut off. Mona here. This is the news according to Sarah reporters. Restore power to Niger Republic. I learned over 40 babies die in hospitals, incubators daily. Fani-Kayode appeals to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. A former aviation minister, Femi Fani-Kayode, has called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to restore power to Niger Republic following the negative impact the power cut is having on the people of the country. The crisis in Niger Republic began on July 26th when a faction of the country's military toppled the democratically elected government of President Mohamed Bazoum. The coup was swiftly condemned by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, which imposed sanctions on the new regime and called for the restoration of constitutional order. Niger Republic depends on Nigeria for 70% of its electricity supply generated from the Kainji Dam. Nigeria also cut the power supply to its neighbor, insisting that the military junta should reinstate Bazoum as president. In a piece titled, "Does Killing Nigerian Babies Bring Glory to Our Name?" Fani-Kayode lamented reported deaths of innocent babies and other humanitarian issues resulting from the power cut. According to him, he heard from a friend who was once Nigeria ambassador to a European country that about 40 babies died daily in the crisis-ridden country because hospitals are unable to power their incubators and other life support equipment. He called on President Tinubu, who is the chairman of ECOWAS, to reverse the policy and restore electricity to the Niger Republic. A dear and respected friend of mine who was once an ambassador to a European country, who has relatives and strong links in and with Niger Republic, and who is well versed in security and intelligence matters, told me that up to 40 babies are dying each day in Niger as a consequence of our cutting of electricity supplies to them. He said, according to him, these babies die in hospitals and incubators across the country as a consequence of the fact that there is no electricity supply and there is no fuel to power their generators. This was confirmed by one Dr. Abdul Jibo, a Nigerian medical practitioner, in an interview with newsonline.ng.com. According to a source in Niger Republic, Dr. Abdul Jibo, there have been reports from Doso Regional Hospital and Cominac Hospital about the recent spike in infant mortality. According to him, over 40 babies lose their lives daily in Niger since the Nigerian government cut off electricity supply to Niger and also closed its borders. It has affected hospitals badly as they are unable to power their incubators and other life-supporting equipment to assist these babies. He also mentioned that the closed borders have made it nearly impossible for hospitals to access petroleum products, especially diesel and petrol, to power their plants and generators. This is aside from the untold hardships that the general populace is grasping with in Niger. He has made a passionate appeal for the Nigerian government to reconsider its decision, even though backed by ECOWAS. He stressed the need for the Nigerian government to remember that the people of Niger are more like an extension of northern Nigeria. In his opinion, he believes strongly that the ongoing negotiation with the junta leaders will yield results and stressed the need for the negotiations to be intensified instead of beating the drums of war and upholding the current stiff sanctions that have now crippled the economy and the health sector especially. Cool sanctions on Niger Republic causes untold hardship, starvation, and death. The piece by the former minister reads in part, I cannot possibly confirm the veracity or accuracy of these assertions and reports, but if they are anywhere near the truth, it is enough to prick anyone's conscience. Furthermore, I doubt that our president, being a humane, rational, and reasonable leader, would have allowed this to happen if he was aware of the harsh and cruel consequences of the cut off all electricity to Niger policy, and that is precisely why it is important to bring it to his attention in this article. Quite apart from that, according to UNICEF, more than 2 million children have been affected by the crisis and are in desperate need of humanitarian assistance, and millions of dollars worth of vaccines for polio and other dangerous diseases cannot be safely preserved or stored due to power outages. How can we as a nation inflict such damage and unleash such wickedness and misfortune on innocent people who live just across the border from us and who are essentially our people too? This is unacceptable, and especially so given the fact that we are not at war with Niger and the overwhelming majority of our people regard them as our brothers. This begs the question, is this the way to treat our African neighbors and brothers, even whilst we lay claim to seeking and preferring a diplomatic solution to the crisis? Methinks not. If our claim and intention is to better the life of these people by insisting that they must have a democratically elected government and by resisting a military one, is our purpose truly served by killing the children of the very same people that we claim we want to help?
See, this newfound love where FFK don't get for the people of Niger is a very questionable found love, because now he has asked a very important question to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I love that question. But me myself, I get my own question when I want to ask FFK. But let's just not talk about FFK question when he asked President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, if we claim that our aim, our objective, our mission in interfering in this Niger matter is to help the people of Niger get a democratically elected president for the good of the people of Niger, that is our claim. Is killing the children of the same people part of the mission? Is it part of the objective we want to achieve? And be get another objective whether the mind of the federal government of Nigeria for those tons so that they pull in Niger for cutting off their electricity? You get another thing whether on our mind. Let me ask you again, according to Ruben Abati, whose interest are we really protecting in this matter where we carry for here, this Niger matter? Whose interest are we really protecting? That's $1 million question. Now, FFK, me and you know say we did this country since. As far as I'm concerned, you live in Nigeria with us. Every day for this country, we dey lose children for hospital. From bad electricity to lack of medication to poverty to malnutrition, we lose children every day in this country. You quiet, I never hear you talk one day. During Lekki toll gates, people poof for that place. Federal government say people no poof. Even you, FFK, you join tell us say we shut up. Until the Lagos State government sets up a panel, we can agree. Their own panel agree. Say people lost their life at the toll gate. Tell FFK, I not hear your voice. Every day for this country, they kidnap people for road, they keep people for bandits for nuts, everything here and there. Police, they shoot some people. You never talk worse. All of a sudden now, FFK has found his voice to be castigating Tinubu's government. So let me ask a simple question. How can I tell me, the son of Ali Kayode, is your mission, your objective, is it the love of the people of Niger and the love of the people of Nigeria, or now that minister position where they not give you? Check. This is also for minister. If you were made a minister, even if it's a minister of cooking stove, of washing, even a minister of washing plates that they give you, would you be saying these things if you were in office? You see people be fighting for their selfish interest and acting as if they love the masses. That thing they vex me. When they want to talk, they'll say the good people of Nigeria, the good people of this, the good people, but you don't care about the people. Now you're also, if President Tinubu adjusts the list now, your name entire now, you will find a good way to support President Tinubu on this matter in Niger. See Keyamo, when they don't make minister, now even they don't make a minister, he for sure you. They castigate President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Believe politicians at your own peril. These people, they are not trustworthy. Anyway, Your Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, people are losing it in Niger. May not be like that you go lose last for this quarrel. Because again, when Niger go properly package the hardship, when our sanctions they cause on them, get way to properly package them, they go send them out to the media. When people see the hardship, they go start to blame you for cutting off electricity to that country. They're not going to complain about the military government again. Is the life of the former president, when they under arrest, is he more important than the average people of Niger? This is a question we should ask ourselves.